Zina, once ridiculed by her village for being overweight, transforms into a figure of strength and wisdom after meeting the mysterious Mama Eshe, who gives her life-changing advice. As Zina grows in confidence and resilience, she leads her village through an intense storm, becoming their hero and earning their respect. But just when peace returns, strange happenings begin in the nearby forest, hinting at a new and darker challenge only Zina can face. Her bravery, tested by the whispers of something lurking in the shadows, will push her to confront not just the village's fears but her own. The story climaxes as Zina stands at the edge of the dark forest, ready to face the mysterious figure that will determine the fate of her people. Everyone ridiculed me because I was overweight. Every day was a reminder that I didn't belong, that I was different. My name is Zina, and I lived in a small village called Ekumo, where people believed that being thin and strong was the way to be respected. But I was different. I was born larger than the other children, and as I grew, so did my size. The children at school would laugh at me, calling me names. The worst part wasn't the names, it was the way they looked at me, like I was less important because I didn't look like them. Even my teachers would shake their heads, telling me to eat less and exercise more. But no one understood how hard it was for me. I would come home crying to my mother. She would hold me close, telling me that I was beautiful just the way I was. Zina, your heart is what matters. One day, they'll see, she'd say, but I found it hard to believe. One day, as I walked through the market to get some things for my mother, I could hear the whispers behind me. There goes the fat girl, someone said. I pretended not to hear and kept walking. As I passed a group of boys from school, one of them, Kofi, stood up and laughed. Watch out, everyone. She's going to eat the whole market. He shouted. Everyone laughed and I felt tears sting my eyes. I ran home, my heart heavy with pain. I didn't want to leave the house anymore. I didn't want to see anyone. My world felt so small. But one night everything changed. As I sat outside under the moonlight, an old woman from the village, Mama Eshe, came to sit beside me. She was known for her wisdom and strange ways, often disappearing into the forest for days. You are special, Zina, she said, her voice soft but strong. Don't let their words crush you. I've seen things in the forest, in the world beyond this village, and I know you have a great destiny. I looked at her, confused. Me, but I'm just big, I said, my voice trembling. She smiled at me, her wrinkled face kind. Size is just one part of who you are. There is strength in you that even you haven't discovered yet. Before I could say anything, she stood up and began to walk away. Find your strength, Zina. When you do, they'll all see, she said, disappearing into the night. That night, her words echoed in my mind. What did she mean by strength? I didn't feel strong. I felt weak and powerless. But the next morning, I decided something. I wouldn't let their words break me anymore. I started waking up early to walk around the village, then into the fields. The fresh air helped clear my mind. Slowly, I began to feel stronger, not just in my body but in my heart. I still heard the whispers, but I started ignoring them. I would look in the mirror each day and remind myself that I mattered, no matter what anyone said. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months. I kept walking, and soon I started running. It wasn't easy, and I fell many times, but each time I got back up. One day, something surprising happened. While running near the river, I saw Kofi, the boy who always made fun of me. He was sitting by the water, his foot twisted in pain. He had fallen and couldn't walk. Without thinking, I ran to help him. He looked up at me, shocked. Why are you helping me? He asked, his face pale from the pain. I didn't answer. I simply helped him stand and supported him as we walked back to the village. He was quiet the whole way, and for the first time, I saw fear in his eyes. Not the fear of me, but the fear of being helpless. It was in that moment I realized something. Strength isn't just about muscles or size. It's about what's inside. As time passed, people in the village started to notice the changes in me. I wasn't the scared girl they used to laugh at anymore. I had confidence, and it showed. Soon, even the girls who once teased me started to talk to me, asking for my advice on different things. They didn't understand what had changed, but they could feel it. But just when I thought things were getting better, something unexpected happened. A storm hit Ekumo, the biggest storm the village had seen in years. The river flooded, and many houses, including mine, were damaged. People panicked as the water rose, and no one knew what to do. I was scared too, but I remembered what Mama Eshe had told me. Strength wasn't just about me, it was about helping others. So, I gathered as many people as I could and led them to higher ground. I organized a group to help move the elderly and children to safety. At that moment, no one cared about my size or what I looked like. They only saw someone who was willing to help, someone who was strong. After the storm passed, the village came together to rebuild. And for the first time, I felt like I belonged. People who once laughed at me now thanked me. Even Kofi, who had been the cruelest, approached me with a look of shame in his eyes. "I'm sorry for everything, Zina," he said, his voice sincere. "You saved my life that day by the river, and you saved us all during the storm. I was wrong about you." I looked at him, and instead of anger, I felt pity. "We all make mistakes, Kofi," I said, my voice steady. "But it's what we do after that matters." And just like that, everything changed. People who once ridiculed me now admired me. They sought my advice, my friendship, and my strength. But I had learned something important through it all. I didn't need their approval. I had found my strength long before they noticed. As I stood at the edge of the village, watching the sunset, I felt a sense of peace. The words of Mama Eshe echoed in my mind, and I knew she had been right all along. Strength comes from within, and once you find it, nothing can stop you. But as the days passed, whispers began to fill the village again, this time not about my size but something more mysterious. Strange things started happening around the village, missing livestock, eerie noises in the night, and shadows moving in the forest. Some people said it was the work of spirits, others believed there was something more dangerous lurking nearby. One night, as I sat alone, staring into the forest, I saw something move, something big. My heart raced and I knew my true test was yet to come. The strength I had found within myself would soon be tested in ways I couldn't even imagine. Like, comment, and subscribe to follow other courageous adventures on this channel. Share this story with your friends and join the conversation in the comments. Let's hear what you think Zina will face in the forest.